hello. How are you guys doing? Whoa, Grace, how are you doing? Long time no see. The cats are fighting. Hope your move went well. Oh my goodness. Senpai Knight, thank you so much for the 2 months. Pokeball with the 5 months. Mega Force with the 26 months. The longest time sub. Thank you. Hello. How are you doing? I love Mega Force. Suburban Owen, thanks for the bits. Great. Thank you so much for the 8 months. Almost Twitch baby. Hope your move went well. I saw you went to half and half without me. TFTI. Rashaner, thanks for the bits. Pulsing Penguin, thanks for the prime. Eve Tan, thanks for the 2 months. Not Snipes, thanks for the prime. Sleeslack with the 2 months. Jackapon with the tier 1. Bouncy Chillups with the 1 year. Dang, it's been 1 year. Thank you, Bouncy Chillups. And Digital Hex, thanks for the 100 bits. Sorry about the non-normal stream time, but I had no control over it. OMG, I got an ad? Oh wait, you just subscribed, Grace. You have to refresh. Padowick, thanks for the 7 months. If you resubscribe, you have to refresh to not get hit with ads, I think. Purple and orange lights? Yeah. I've had the teal and the cyberpunk theme for too long, so. Why do you have to be on the same time as Gura-chan? What? Who is Gura-chan? Is this some VTuber? No, I should incognito this. Gura-chan. There is no one named Gura-chan. You don't know Gura? No. Okay, buddy, what do you mean? Have you seen the NK edition in Glow Blue? What is Glow Blue? There's a release today, right? Or did that already happen? Oh no, Save? Yes, I actually don't know. Max, Donis, thanks for the bits. Just Shade, thanks for the prime. Melton, thanks for the prime. Squishy, thanks for the 2 months. I got me a Bloomin'. I just like the blue. I didn't know it glowed. Yes, the blue. I liked the blue. It was kind of a pastel, somewhat darkish blue, but I do like it. Yes. I just checked. Oh, Daniel, hello. I don't know. I am tempted. Cause I have alerts on for Adorama and BH. BH has been out of stock for a long time, but Adorama, I just got an email saying they have it in stock. I am tempted. I realized because I painted my room so dark and I don't really light my background, you should honestly get a pro sales rep. How do I get that? I'm not in the field like you guys. I don't have connections. I just go through the normal channels like a regular human being. I mean, unless you can get me a hookup. If you can get me a hookup, that might convince me to pull the trigger. I don't know. Yeah, I'm realizing, because I'm editing the current video right now, the lighting still needs work, but the shadows are very noisy. I mean, I could apply. I do have a license for neat video, but just having to denoise, it adds so much to the export time. I'd prefer it if my camera can just handle all the noise, or I mean, at least significantly better to the point where it wouldn't matter once it gets compressed by YouTube. Yeah, 10-bit 422 without raw. Yeah, that would also be nice as well. There's a 10-bit 422 on the C300 and C500 are insane. 789 thanks for 2 months. Schwarz Brooder thanks for 2 months. Wubba Bit thanks for 4 months. Bella Bach with the tier 1. Crush with the bits. Devilosis with the 1 year 2. Another 1 year person. Thank you, thank you. Do you wish you stayed with Sony? No, I'm not regretting it too much. I am honestly, especially since I'm editing, or since Zias is editing my vlogs. I don't think. Yeah, even if I had a Sony, even if I purchased the A7S III, I wouldn't be shooting it in 4K. And it's not like I'm shooting 120 or I need stabilized footage. I am currently content with staying in Sony. Yeah, because Zias's computer can't handle 4K editing. So all the vlogs are 1080p. Are Alexa is what you need? No. Oh, whoops. No. Alright. Oh, this is a mess from yesterday. Do you need these though? Today, we're going to take a look at the Melody65. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this on Keycaps, but it is up on Keycaps. Gus Bars, hello, long time no see. Look at this. Kbd Fans. I don't know how recently they've been using this kind of packaging, but actually no, I think they had this for the 8X. I think the 8X came in a box like this, but it's magnetic. I posted on the I can share this. I posted on the thread ages ago. Yeah, the interest check's been up for a while. I've been in talks with this. I've been in talks with the group buy organizer for this. Let me check. When did we first DM? It might have been like almost a year and a half ago. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing there's been tons of delays. The pandemic, maybe prototyping. When did we talk about the Melody65? I don't know. We've been going back and forth. Yeah. But we do have a prototype to build. This is a 65% keyboard that they are hoping to hit a retail price. On the interest check, it says $250. I think they are aiming for lower. They have not confirmed with me what the final price point will be, but one of their main reasons for having Kbd Fans being the vendor for this is that they wanted to hit a lower price point. $250 was their initial target, but they said they are aiming for lower currently. So we'll see if it becomes a reality. But let's take a look. Can I share this? Okay, nice. They gave me some information. Melody65. It'll be offered in all of these colors. Top, Alu PC brass. There's going to be a Founders Edition. Polycarbonate is going to be limited. Standard ANSI, universal ISO support. Cute and Type-C, what? 3 plate options. Nice. Keyboard supported by VIA. Sorry, PCB supported by VIA. Weight will only be in brass. And then this stuff I cannot, or I can share, but all right, let's see what this is like. Okay. Oh, wait, they have this nice box. And then there's this foam. This is the case. This is thick. Holy. This is like the heavy 6. Okay, this is, I thought this was scratched, but it's just dust. Can't I make you do push-ups? No push-ups today. My arms are very sore. Okay. I mean, 250 is steep, but this is just a lot of material. This is thick. Holy moly. This is what the side looks like. Autofocus, please! Hold on. Hold on. the side profile. So it looks like we do have the polycarbonate bottom. This is the back. Holy, look at this, this is a massive brick. USB port cutout. Not too bad. Acrylic bottom, has the Melody65 brass weight. I believe if you join the Founders Edition, it will look slightly different. It's got massive bump-ons as the keyboard feet. Looks like this one is using Phillips screws, if that interests anyone. This is the front edge. Whew. This is thick, so this is definitely for people who like bezels, who like thick keyboards. If you're not a fan of this, this is not a group buy you want to join. Okay, looks like there's also foam included in the box, and that's about it. I like this box though, very nice. Clean, you can use it again. Not too bad. Okay, the PCB's inside, so I'm gonna have to open this up. And looks like we were sent a brass plate. Dark jades would sound really nice in that. We'll see. Okay, guess we'll let's weigh this. I wanna weigh this. Why a poly bottom if no underglow? I believe this has underglow. It should. It's Kbd Fans. Yeah, it has underglow. Mr. Glarsis, hello. Is the front really high? It is a little high, yes. It's definitely high. Let me see. If I try to hold them as flat. That front height, holy, this front height is massive. Because you've got to clear all the way up to this bezel. So it might be uncomfortable if you type with your wrists on the table. You definitely have to lift it up a little bit. This requires some clearance. Wrist rest time? Yeah, you might also just want to use a wrist rest. Okay. Oh, I was gonna weigh this. That's what I was gonna do. Huge Kai guy. Thanks for the prime. The coconut with the 2 months. Malva with the 6 months. Ashley Yu, thanks for the tier 1. Daniel, thanks for the 2 months. Hello, hello. Owlheart with the 2 months. How's the cat stream? It was good. I streamed for like an hour and a half, just the cats. Okay, there are 6 Helios here, but just ignore that. This weighs 3 pounds, 14.1 ounces, exactly pi, and 1761 grams. And this does have the polycarbonate bottom, so if you guys get the full aluminum, it's definitely going to be heavier. Bretta Lateral, thanks for the 4 months. Congrats on getting to analog. Thank you. Bion Lenhut, thanks for the 11 months. Thank you for considering HHK plus B. Okay, buddy. Flexer Man, thanks so much for the 1 year. Okuo, thank you so much for the prime. Young Scooch, thank you so much for the 6 months. Music is a bit loud. I can reduce the music. It's been reduced. Taste test? No, I'm not going to taste test this. There's a full brass bottom too? Yeah. Not for me. Are you using? Nope, I am not using RTX voice. I have disabled it. I don't like it. I don't think I need it. I also think I don't mind the buzz from my stream. There is a slight humming because I have the AC on. But I play jazz music. You know, old jazz has a little bit of scratchiness. It's not perfect. Adds to the mood. When did we get to see your film photos? I haven't taken any. I still don't have my film. Look at that fancy tool roll set. What do you mean? This is from Amazon. This isn't even meant for tools. This is made for paintbrushes and makeup brushes. I just purchased it to try it out. It's not perfect. Like, I can't put things in nicely. I gotta like guess where I put what. It's not the best. I'm gonna need to try out more brush holders on Amazon. Did you get a proper light meter? I did. I purchased one. I think my film's supposed to arrive today though. At least the portraits. The bottom is frosted acrylic. I believe this is polycarbonate. Oh, maybe this might be acrylic actually. It might be acrylic. Jake House, hello. Oh, okay. Jake House can probably speak better on this. Hello, hello. The Founders Edition is polycarbonate. I see. I spoke incorrectly. The bottom on mine is frosted acrylic, which is why it was only 3 pounds, 14 ounces. You gonna learn to develop? No. I'm probably just gonna send it into labs. I don't have the space and time. I would like to eventually if I do have the time, but not currently. What's your opinion on spray lubing? I haven't tried, but I don't recommend it. Just from what I've seen, I don't think it's a good method. But I have not tried it. So I'm not really qualified to make that statement. Senan Cito, thanks for the 11 months. Boxing Gnome, thanks for the tier 1. Positive Percy, thanks for the 4 months. Plenix, thanks for the 2 months. Okay, I'm caught up. What is the thing with the 8 keys? That's a macro pad. Developing is easy if you have a cheap €50 motor roller. You just set a timer and leave. At least try to learn. It's really rewarding. Learn black and white. Yeah, people. Ethan, are you on my Discord? Our photo. We have a photography channel. It's pretty lit. We've been talking a lot about film. But yeah, one of the resident experts said, learning to develop black and white is a must. Music is a bit loud still. Okay, I'll lower the music even more. Okay, I believe all the screws have been taken off. I'm curious. Whoa. Wait, this already has foam. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This has foam here. And we get foam. I see. Okay. So we'll remove this. Look at this. This is just a giant block of acrylic. Wait, that actually looks so good. Hello, John. And then the weight is just screwed into the acrylic itself. This is really thick. Holy moly. Oh, there's the daughter board. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know. I'm just used to daughter boards being screwed onto the bottom, but the daughter board and the the daughter board screwed onto the top. Okay. So there's the cute and Type-C daughter board right there. This is what the PCB looks like. Melody65. Shoo. Supports a lot of layouts, and looks like this keyboard is top mount. Interesting. Will you weigh the acrylic portion? Yeah, I can if you're interested. We might have some newcomers. Why not? Doesn't hurt to weigh acrylic. This does have brass though. I don't want to remove the brass weight, but the majority of this pretty much comes from the brass weight, I would say. Own C things for the Prime sub. AABBCC Smith things for the tier 1 sub. Suburban. Oh, and things for the bits as well. Alright, this weighs 750 grams. 1 pound, 10.5 ounces. Nice. Okay, we're gonna need to unscrew this because I do need to take this out. Whoa. That's... Okay, so this is using a ribbon cable. So I guess that's something to be careful about. It would have been nice to just have a JST connector. I mean, not that there's something wrong with ribbon cables, but I do think ribbon cables have a higher chance of being broken by beginner assemblers than JST connectors. And before, this is just like the CA66. We'll see. I would say the CA66 still has way more space, because like this acrylic, this fills up a lot of the empty space back there. So we'll see. I mean, this also has foam though. It has this sheet of foam plus this. So if I had to guess, it's not going to sound too hollow. I do think these two layers of foam do quite a bit in deadening the sound. And these top screw mouths are very small. And there's a lot. Keycaps, thanks for gifting a sub. Lord Cluck, thanks for the 2 months. Are you planning on checking out the Digma Rays? I don't even know what Digma Rays is. Dim Chung, thanks for the 4 months. Okay, I'm caught up. Show us those PCB traces. All right. Why, is there something wrong with the PCB trace? Photography channel is popping off with new people. Nice. Do you like Xylence as an MX counterpart to Topra? I wouldn't say those are comparable. Does anyone have a link to the Melody65 Keycap? If you literally Google Melody65 Keycap, it should be the first hit. I'll be surprised if the Melody65 Keycap Google search links to something else. I just bought the NK65 and I have the key switches. Oh. Key switches plus Taeha types collab keys. What else do I need to finish my keyboard? That should be it. Unless you want to upgrade your cable or try lubing your switches. The NK65 comes with stabilizers, I believe, so that's all you need really to have a working keyboard at least. Would you recommend a Stream Deck over a macro pad for streaming? It depends on your use case. So I too also have a Stream Deck, and I do think a Stream Deck it's actually useful. It's very easy to use. I think that's the biggest benefit of the Stream Deck. Just the ease of use. The software is not too hard to figure out. Once you have it set up, it works pretty well. It has a graphical interface, so you can kind of know what you're pressing instead of having to memorize it all the time. But I mean, it really depends what you're going to use as macro shortcuts and whatnot. Hello? Okay, nice. The Jaguar replaced the Cyberboard? Yes. Did I miss this? Oh, I missed a screw. The build command? Wait, what? I swear I updated it before stream. No, it is updated. Jaguar worst bottom row layout I've ever seen. Razor ass bottom row. Wait, is this person a sub? Wait, they're a 4-month subscriber. And says Jaguar worst bottom row. Razor ass. How is this razor ass bottom row? This is not a razor ass bottom row. I don't know of any pre-built keyboard that comes with a 7U bottom row. I think you're trolling. I think he's trolling. Alright, this is what the top case looks like. This is thick. Let me see the ano. Ano quality seems pretty nice. I can't really... There is this one dark band. Let me see if I can rub it off. Okay, actually that came off. Yeah, ano's not too bad. It's pretty consistent. I mean, it is black, which is... It's black and there is not color match to a second piece, but at least this top piece, it seems pretty consistent. No major complaint really. Texture is pretty smooth as well. I do like the smooth ano texture. Yeah, anodization is pretty nice. Machining pretty nice too. Arrived safe and sound in the box. The insides are a little rough, but it's the internals. I don't know what that is. It's shiny there. And then some hook marks. But it's all on the inside. But externally, it seems pretty nice. For $250, I would not complain at all about this. Ano is a pass. Alright, we need to test this PCB. It picks up oil like crazy? Yeah, that happens with black ano in general. This is the plate. This is the brass plate. They released a baby version of the Melody95. Yes, sir. This is the 65% variant. The Melody96 was pretty popular. I mean, there aren't many 96 cases in the first place, which might have been one of the reasons why, but nonetheless, the Melody96, there's a decent amount of them out there, I believe. Sir Apocalypse, hello! Long time no see. Alright. White PCB. Not my favorite PCB color, but I mean, it's just a PCB color. This looks kind of rough, though. I don't know if this was hand soldered or what, but it's a little rough. Like around the SMD components, you can see like I don't know if this was hand done or what. It's okay. How'd you do that alpha? What alpha? Alright. I need to plug it in to test the PCB. I'm stupid. dang it. I'm just gonna unscrew this. Of my 96. Yeah, 96, unfortunately not too popular. I did use a 96 key keyboard for a very long time when I was new to the hobby. But the layout just never, oh. But the layout never caught on. Can you guys hear that? Alright. In case you guys are wondering how the daughter board mounting looks, there it is. Alright. Cat was molding? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna need to plug this back in. I will say I do not like the choice of going with a ribbon cable. Would have preferred they not use this. Or maybe this is just for prototyping purposes. Alright, does VIA detect it? Ooh, it does. Oh, wait. It does. It just shows up as a Kbd 67 Rev 2. Nice. Can I test the matrix? I can test the matrix. 96 key is just a scrunched up 1800. Aero space blockers are so nice. That's true. I don't know. I still like the 96 key layout. I don't think I would daily it, but I did enjoy using it at work. I think the 96 key was a good weaning off for me, because the Duck Lightsaber was one of, it wasn't the first, but it was definitely one of the earlier like customs I tried out, and it still let me keep all the keys I was used to from a full-sized. And then after using that, I kind of realized, all right, this is getting too big now. And the scrunched upness, while it is compact, it's not necessarily nice, because you gotta sometimes hunt for the keycaps or switches while you're typing. But I don't think it's not my worst layout. I think I did enjoy using it. Define Cables things for 2 months, Flux CS things for 2 months, Influix things for tier 1, It's Boat things for 2 months, JBabs for 2 months, Ginger Rager things for 3 months, Ryan thanks for the tip. How are you doing? Hello. No worries, man. Ray with United things for 2 months, and I'm caught up. Is this available for purchase? Not yet. It will be soon. I believe they're expecting to go live this month, and it should be vendored through Kbd Fans. This is not a Kbd Fans designed product. Kbd Fans will just be acting as will just be handling the distribution, I believe. Oh God, what is this bottom row? All right. PCB works. Nice. Have you seen the mark? Yes, we took a look at it yesterday. November 1st, maybe? Wait, you guys told me... Well, not you, J-Cow specifically, but the person I've been talking to told me they wanted to go live this month. So that's why I had to rush this build. How did you bag lube the switches yesterday? I threw it in the tub. I have my tub right here. Well, it's not technically bag lube, it's tub lubing. I just use this, I don't know if this is Tupperware or what. You just throw your stems and springs in here. And then you add lube and you shake it up for a couple hours. Dr. Huru, hello. I was legit going to buy a Tofu 65 today. Maybe I get this instead. We'll see. We'll see how this sounds. There are pros and cons to this keyboard. So we'll have a final say once I build this up. All right, let's add the stabilizers. I did prepare 3 2U stabs in advance. So we just need to only lube the spacebar. Hours? Yes, I suggest shaking for hours to make sure you have enough consistency and coverage. Some people do just shake for minutes. If you're using a thin oil, that's fine. But even if you're using something thin like 3203, I try to shake for at least 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours. I mean, it doesn't have to be all in one go. I just do it like over the frame of a week or something. How much lube do you put in the bag? I mean, it depends, BTZ. You can't really answer that. It really depends on how big your bag is. Because you can clearly see, like, lube sticks on to the tub. Oh, there you go. Like, one of the cons is all this lube gets stuck here. So you definitely need to you need to account for that. But, I mean, assuming you reuse it to re-lube, that's fine. I don't think it's really wasteful. A lot of people, when bag lubing was introduced, was like, ooh, that's wasteful. It is wasteful if you never bag lube again. But I have been bag lubing relatively frequently for linear switches. So. Is this the first build you're doing with the glorious Pandas? Yes. First build ever. If it takes so long, why not just lube normally? Because it takes me longer to lube normally. Like yesterday's build, this Jaguar, for example, right? This required 86 switches. If I were to just regularly hand lube it, it would have taken me anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. There's a reason why I don't lube on stream. Lubing takes the longest time for keyboards. And yes, my streams are long, but that's because I'm chatting with you guys. If I wasn't chatting and building off stream, I could probably do what I do on stream in an hour or an hour and a half at most. But that doesn't account for switch lubing. Switch lubing is a ridiculously time-consuming process. All right, this keyboard does not support 7U, so we are forced into a 625 spacebar. Oh, I might have lubed. No, it's not that lubed. I do need to lube this. How many minutes does it take you to lube on one switch? I lube anywhere from 10 to 15 switches in an hour. Cats are feisty? Yeah. I think they're just getting more comfortable with each other. I wonder if you can lube with Vaseline? No, not recommended for keyboards. How many cats are in your household now? We have 4 cats. Did you say 10 to 15 switches an hour? Yes, that is correct. That is my lubing speed. I'm definitely not on the fast side. I definitely consider myself a slower luber. But when I brush lube, I like to take my time. Make sure it's done once and right. It degrades them over time? Oh, I didn't know Vaseline had that trait. There you go. There's a big reason why you don't use Vaseline. It apparently eats plastic. It really depends on how you're lubing the switches too. Yeah. It depends on how you're lubing it. It depends on if you're switch filming, if you're spring swapping. Yeah. Same 4 to 5 hours for 70 to 80. Yeah, that's why I hate lubing. Some people find it therapeutic. I don't. I absolutely hate everything about the lubing process except for the final product. Once the switches are lubed and it's like, ah, yes, I am finally done. I now have a batch of lubed switches. That's the only nice part. Everything else until that point, I absolutely hate. Do you get an even coating with bag lubing stems? Well, the idea is you should if you shake for long enough. Bag lubing, you are literally praying to the RNG gods. The idea is that if you shake for long enough, all the lube should be evenly distributed across the entire surface of everything. Holy! Why are they so active today? Alright, I might need to kick them out and lock the door. Hold on. RNG gods. I better start right now so I can be ready for the holidays. Yeah, I mean, it might be that you're faster. Some people definitely lube much faster than I do. But I do err on the side of being more meticulous with switch lubing if I brush lube. Oh, Soran, hello! I thought you weren't gonna make it today. Oh, gotta go? I see. Mike Paul the Real, thanks so much for the 8 months. Missed my 1 month streak? Oh no. 625. Only goes in one location. Nice. Do you ever re-lube switches after some time? Yes. Lube does not last forever. And depending on the switch, I may re-lube it. Do you know what stabs are included with the NK65? It's just cherry plate mount stabs. Although you don't band-aid mod anymore, do you clip cherry stabs? I always clip if I need to. These Durock stabilizers come pre-clipped, so that's why you didn't see me clip it. But if I'm using cherry stabs, yes, I do clip. Okay. And today, we're going to be using the glorious Holy Panda switches. Premium mechanical keyboard switches. We'll see how these are. how they sound. I lubed 2 boxes worth. There's 36 in one box. The ones in this box, the switches in this box, I still could not fix the ticking from, and the rate was rather high. Out of 72 switches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 out of 72 switches. There was some form of ticking. It varied in the intensity. So we'll see. I'm gonna save these for last. The ones in this bag, mostly non-existent, the problem. So I'll maybe put the ticking ones here or something. I did not switch film these Holy Pandas. Just lubed with Tribosys 3203. I did put a light coating on the legs as well. That did help with removing the ticking quite a bit. Because the leaf is kind of noisy on this. No wonder it's flailing. These are plate mounts. GG. Okay. Booty Banger 420. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Sissel Samo. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Alright, I think I'm caught up. And the core. Thank you so much for the prime. Good evening to you. Hello, Ellie. Eli or Ellie. No foam between plate and PCB. I'm just testing the stabs currently. I will install it after I have tested the stabilizers. No, the wire popped. Did it really just pop again? What? Oh, I know why. It's my fault. I was an idiot. I installed it incorrectly. No wonder it's popping. Wrong hole? No, it's the right hole, but it wasn't clipped in all the way. So it was angled upwards. Yeah, it wasn't sitting flush. Imagine paying for this professional builder. Come on, at least I catch it. Alright, no pop. Mimako, thanks so much for the Prime. No rattle. Maybe could use a little more. Okay. He's got some portals behind him. What portals? Stay bullish duck, thanks so much for the 16 months. Are there still 5 cats in your house? Only 4. Only 4. Okay. Let's inject some lube into the spacebar. Oh, I'm out of lube. Must add more lube. How do you pronounce ADE that's on your sweater? Well, the company name is Adder. You need to include the R. What lube do you use to inject? I inject the dankest of dankest 205 grade zeros. Add some lube in there. Some more lube. This is better than all the other stuff you could find in the blackest, darkest, undergroundest of valleys. The great thing about this, that is 100% legal, I think. I'm pretty sure Krytox 205 grade 0 is legal. Okay, I think enter could have used a little bit more. All right, should be good. Let us now assemble this keyboard. Getting syringes is pretty hard depending on your state. Really? Do some states actually not allow you to just buy syringes? Completely forgot I had coffee this whole time. Yeah, they think they will contribute to drugs. I see. Not sure how you got it in California. It's hard, but not impossible. Wait, what do you mean? I literally bought my syringes from Mr. Bezos. You can buy syringes on Amazon. I mean, if it sells on Amazon, does Amazon really limit stuff state by state? I'm going to solder a couple switches first because this is flopping all over the place. They do limit some stuff depending on state. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't realize getting syringes was actually hard in some states. You need to be at least 18 to buy without a prescription. You need to be 18 to buy syringes without a suspicion. I think blunt are legal. This is blunt. I mean, you don't need a sharp syringe to inject lube. It's not cutting through anything. Oh my. I'm kicking them out. What? Where'd you go? What the heck? Where'd she go? Audrey. Yeah. Okay. They're too nimble, GG. What MX switches are closest to Toper? I've always been a linear guy, but I used a friend's keyboard and love it. There is no real equivalent replacement. Some people say Holy Pandas. I don't think that's true. I think Holy Pandas and Toper feel very different. You could try Holy Pandas, but it will not leave you satisfied. I'm just gonna solder 4 switches and then I'll go back to inserting them. Damn, Danny, thanks so much for the Prime. Marquez, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. Gameball, thanks so much for the 100 bits. Inject lube into my veins. And Arc Hala, thanks so much for the 2 months. Kubi TV with the 3 months. Thank you, thank you. That should be enough for now to hold it in place. Ooh, let's take a vote. How do you guys feel about keyboards with foam? My bot. Do you guys like keyboards with foam? Only make with foam. Oh, the majority of people like foam. Because I think foam has, there's 2 different camps. Some people think that that if a board requires foam, it's a bad board by design. Some people are of the camp that a good board should not require foam. But we are seeing a lot of boards coming out with, or coming with foam provided in the package. Some provided as add-ons. But I think definitely a lot of new designers include foam. Little Einstein, thanks for 11 months. What are your guys' opinion? Doesn't Kbd Fans allow foam as an option? Yes. I don't think Kbd Fans boards come with foam by default. Are there any standout foams? I don't think the... no, I haven't experimented too much with foams to really find something that stands out. Why is KEKW not... Wait, KEKW is working on my end. Chat spam KEKWs. Let's see it working. Let me see those. Let me see a wall of KEKWs. Okay, then I guess a follow-up question. If you guys are of the camp that a board should sound good without foam, then do you not buy keyboards that require foam? I feel like a lot of newcomers like foam, since foam has been more common in boards as compared to 1 to 2 years ago. Yes, I do think foam has become more prevalent, but I don't think foam is the norm still. I wouldn't call foam the norm. I would still say there are more boards without foam than with foam. Yeah, I've passed on boards that have foam before, bought a Polaris, sold it to my roommate because of the foam. Wow, that's interesting, Chive. It doesn't determine whether I get it. I see. How about things like foam becoming a requirement for the case to work, e.g. the Mode 80? I don't get what this Mode 80... what is the drama? I know some people have been talking about it. The only thing I know about the Mode 80 is I did not receive one. I think pretty much every keyboard streamer has received one to build, except for me. So maybe they just don't like me. You still smell? Oh, okay. Bro, MK65Es are already sold out? Not surprising. Do you think Kbd 8X Poly needs PCB foam? I actually have not built up the Poly. I built up the Kbd 8X prototype. I think that one did not have foam, and I thought the Kbd 8X sounded nice even without the foam. Because it's got a unique mounting that requires the case foam that gives it a static. Wait, what did you just say, Lana Like Stick? What is this in regards to? What's got a unique mounting? What are good color combos for keyboard cable? I don't know, man. It depends on the case of your keyboard, as well as the theme you're going for. Oh, Mode 80. Mode 80 requires the foam to keep it suspended. I have not looked much into it. The Keycaps post got taken down. I don't even know where to find information on the Mode 80 anymore. I jumped on the Mode 80 way too late, and by the time I tried to look for it, the Keycaps post was nuked. So I don't know much about the Mode 80, other than that it's run by some software engineers or something. They're in the venture capital space or something, whatever. How many keeps do you currently own? I have a command, exclamation inventory. Nice desk mat. Reminds me of the blanket at my grandma's house. Hell yeah, I stole it from your grandma. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of switches. I'm gonna have to use the pinging ones. Feels bad. I rarely use these. So I'm actually gonna put this here. But now the arrow key's scuffed. Oh well, there's nothing I can do about that. Did the rest? No, these are pretty much fine. But like the pinging's bad. Let me pause the music. Do you guys hear the ping?
Do you know how a stream ski lube switches? I tried DMing him but no answer.
And that's with the leg. That's with pretty much all the parts being lubed on the Switch. And out of the batch of 72, I had 12 switches exhibit unfixable levels of ping. Guess I'll cherry pick, or try to cherry pick. The sound is glorious. Obsidian Ray, thanks so much for the 14 months. And CQ, thanks for the 3 months. Do you know how Remsky lubes switches? I tried DMing him, but no answer. I don't know how he lubes switches, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just lubes it like everyone else does. There's no secret sauce when it comes to lubing switches. What separates a good luber from a bad luber is the consistency. Most people lube the same areas with the same lube, but replicating that across 80, hundreds of switches, that's the hard part. Can you apply the same amount of lube every time with a good rate? All right, let us now solder. Douglas, thanks so much for the Prime. Keenan Moss, thanks for the bits. Microdose Alpha, thank you so much for the bits as well. I'm currently building a second Keyb cable, and I have no idea what colors to use. What is your favorite color combo? My favorite color combo is just the black cable, monochrome. Black, gray, white. I realize this is none of those, but this was a cable I purchased early on. This cable I literally purchased, I think, within the first year of being in the hobby. Just to try out what Zap cables was like. Hoppler thinks, or I think this is Met cable. This might be Met cables. Hoppler thinks for the Prime. Kim thanks so much for the 2 months. Your catching was super chill. Thank you. Robu, thanks for the prime. Wait, thanks for the prime. Mr. Franco, thanks for tier 1. And little Einstein with the 11 months. All right. Let us solder. Is Mech Cable still in business? It's been a while since I checked them out. What's your opinion of those switches you were using? I thought they felt pretty nice. I didn't put it in a full build. This will be my first build with it. But when I initially unboxed it, the feel of them pretty nice. Smoothness, not too bad either. I think smoothness is fine. We'll see how it takes to lube though. My only real major complaint with these switches was that a lot of my switches were ticking. And I couldn't fix it even with lube. So we'll see how it does in this build. All right, it is now time for sponsor time. We have a couple sponsors of this channel. The first sponsor that we have is DixieMech. Head on over to dixiemech.com/Taeha. The Mecha keyboard cases are live for pre-order today. If you are not a weeb or don't like the mecha aesthetics, Dixie is also just offering a blank keyboard case. Go check them out using my affiliate link. Doesn't cost you any extra, but it's a keyboard case we've tested quite a lot on this stream. I've kicked it, I've dropped it many times. Protect your keyboard cases. Invest in one or two if you're in the hobby. I would say it's a must. You can also still currently join the group buy for DualShot. It is live. SA DualShot. Go check out dixiemech.com/Taeha and using code SWEET-TAE at checkout saves you 5%. Only off in-stock items though. Time to go make more coffee? Nice. The next sponsor we have is Kbd Fans. Head on over to kbdfans.com. I think I may also be receiving the prototype for a D65 soon. Wei said he was going to send me something. That's what I assumed it was, but I will confirm later on. But check out the interest check for the D65. Another 65% that will be vendored through Kbd Fans, but that's where I recommend a lot of beginners to start. They've got relatively affordable but still quality products on their website. And if you're looking for in-stock items, Kbd Fans is one of the few options that tend to have the most items in stock. Next, we have Keycult. Head on over to keycult.com. They make fantastic high-end keyboard cases. Ooh, I have a special package from Keycult that I need to unbox in a future stream. And I think it's related to their AR shenanigans. So if that's up your alley, be sure to tune in, because Keycult's planning another game, I think. But check out their Twitch channel as well. They stream on Twitch under Keycult. They live stream their CNC process, as well as hold update sessions where you can ask them questions. Next we have Novel Keys. Head on over to novelkeys.xyz. I'm guessing the NK65's already sold out, so no point in addressing that. But hopefully you guys were able to snag one. If you guys didn't, don't worry. There will continue to be runs. Just be patient. Just continue using another keyboard for a while until you can finally purchase an NK65. Don't purchase one for flip prices. But let's see. GMK Space Cadet 2 currently live on Novel Keys. SA Jadeite also still going on. And I think that's it for keycaps. You can also purchase tons of switches on Novel Keys, lubricants, desk mats, films, keyboard merch, you name it. I do have a discount code with Novel Keys. Using code Taeha Keys at checkout saves you 5% off your in-stock item purchases. What are your thoughts on the K3 being funded on Kickstarter? Is it worth the buy? I don't know. Hasn't the Keychron always been hosted through Kickstarter? Is there an issue with it being on Kickstarter? I haven't tried the K3, so can't really say. But it seems like many people who have it are satisfied. It's definitely not a bad purchase. For this price point, it offers a lot of functionality. Did you get rid of your Primus? Oh, I still have it. Oh, I should update that spreadsheet. That spreadsheet only has keyboards that I've purchased, I think. It doesn't include like builds I might have received. I should update it. But it should have most of it. I gave away most of the keyboards I've got to keep during the subathon. I gave away, yeah, I cleared out so many keyboards during the subathon. You guys are insane. We gave away the iNet 60, the Think 6.5. I thought I gave away one more of my keyboards. I forget which one I gave away. Oh right, the Clavier TKL was always meant for giveaways, but I also gave away the Thesis Camper board. All right, next up we have Prime Keyboards. Head on over to primekb.com/types. You can purchase some desk keys films, T1 switches, diodes, and hopefully a keyboard soon. Check out Prime Keyboards, primekb.com/types. Black Whale? Maybe I'll give away the Black Whale in a future subathon. Skirt Squad, thanks for the 13 months. It's been a while. Yeah, long time no see. You forgot to give away the Jaguar? Future subathon. Ooh, although I don't know if I want to give away the Jaguar. This is my first and only black polycarbonate keyboard. We'll think about it. Next we have SwitchMod. Head on over to switchmod.net/Taeha. That's where I purchase all of my lubricants from. Support the man's Krobit. He still does have limited supplies of stocks he's releasing from time to time. I don't think he has a keycap set running currently, but he does also vendor keycap sets now, so check out the man. Using my affiliate link at SwitchMod saves you 4% off all your lubricant purchases. Depends on how many subs you get. Oh man, next subathon I might have to reduce the numbers. Unless my channel decreases in size, but assuming I continue to grow whenever the next subathon is, numbers are definitely 37 hours of streaming. I don't think I can do again. Last but not least, we have Zeal. Head on over to zealpc.net/Taeha. You can purchase some very smooth linears called Telios V2s. You can purchase smooth, very strong tactile switches called Zelios V2s. And if you're a silent lover, you can purchase silent variants of both of those switches. And soon, ZealPC will be offering a clicky switch. Check out zealpc.net/Taeha. 37 is rookie numbers? Okay, buddy. Any news on the Zeal cookies? No idea. I think Zeal announced that like last year. And they were expected to release last year or something, I think. But no news. And I'm not withholding information. I actually... Zeal just has not updated me on that. I'm guessing something's not going the way he wants it to go. Never forget when Mike busted and dropped 100 sub gifts. Yeah, that was insane. They announced him at CES? Well, they announced a prototype. I think he had physical samples of it, but it is being changed. Which is why they have not come to market yet. Zeal made changes to it. Yeah. Hardy Pants, things are the prime. Petty Fate Machine, things are 2 months. What shelf liner is best for gaming? Okay, buddy. Oh, I have an answer. I have an answer to that. What shelf liner is best for gaming? The best gaming shelf liner or keyboard foam, just cut up your gaming desk mat and then shove it inside your keyboard. That is a true gaming foam right there. What are the hype? Aren't there like hyped gaming desk mats? Ultra Glide? I don't know. Whatever they call it. Whatever marketing. No, just kidding. Okay, Glide is a real thing, but yeah, just cut up your gaming desk mat. There's $100 mouse pads. Nice. What are the benefits of a... I mean, are there actual benefits or is it just like hype? Is it made out of leather or... Dixie Mech is here, is he? Defton, thanks so much to Prime. Oh no, this pin is bent. It makes your wallet lighter. Hello, Mr. Dixie. Speaking of desk mats, there is something special that Mr. Dixie Mech has been cooking up with regards to desk mats. I can't share much about it yet, but we're going to be showing off some interesting desk mats. Assuming FedEx delivers. My tracking has not updated for quite a while. Teaser, I see. Just relax. It should be soon. Dixie already shipped it out. I just haven't received it. There'll be something spicy coming up for desk mats. Mecha mats aren't start. Wait, it's tomorrow? I thought the pre-order went live today. Did I misspeak? Wait, the pre-order is open. Oh, Mecha mats. Oh, okay. Oh, you scared me, Dixie. Mecha mats. Okay. Ooh, I got scared. mats. Yes, I did plug the bags today. But if you guys also wanted to match your bags to the mats, Dixie has just spoken. The Mecha desk mats will be, I think he said in stock, right? He said in stock tomorrow. Go check it out using dixiemech.com/Taeha-types. Use code Taeha, sweet-Tae to save 5% off your Mecha desk mat purchases. Best PBT currently, CRP. Alright, this plate is pretty tight. I don't think there's much I can do in terms of straightening, but let's see if we need to straighten anything. Oh, pipe key is fixed, dink. Oh, right shift fixed. Oh, where's left shift? What is that squeaking in the background? Oh, it's the cat's toy. It's like a mouse that makes noise. All right, left shift seems pretty good. All right, right side seems pretty good too. Nice. No need for straightening. Nami currently killing a bird. No, it's just a toy. It is just a toy. No dead birds in the house. Pink Mochi, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. I just realized the tracking link I sent you was scuffed. It was delivered yesterday. Alright, time to cancel Dixie. Confirmed. Vendor sends out scuffed tracking links. I did not check the post office. I'll go check.
오 하이타이어 키보드. 쟁크스 포어 비잉 더 모스트 카밍 스트리머 어라운드.
Bro, that's cringe. Thanks so much for the 2 months. Thanks for being the most calming streamer around. I guess I'll ask, what's the best keyboard hack you can think of? Best keyboard hack? Wait, keyboard hack? That's like keyboard mod? I feel like hack has different connotations. But I'm guessing you're asking about keyboard mod. No. Keyboard, what's a keyboard hack? Pixel Blue, thanks for 2 months. Lubing? Yeah, I would say lubing is the best mod. Assuming you meant mod. Ooh, also question chat. Would you guys be interested in contributing / just seeing the like scripting process? I've been trying to think about how to make my Patreon actually worth it, and Zombumon brought up something that I can offer as a tier for Patreon is like I just have like scripting sessions, and those who are eligible can tune into it as well as contribute. I don't know if that's something you guys would pay for, but I thought that was interesting. I wouldn't be opposed to it as well. It would actually force me also to like have a cutout time in my schedule where I'm just only working on scripting, potentially bounce ideas of other people, or yeah, scripting for YouTube videos, sorry, for YouTube videos. Yeah, scripting for YouTube videos, because I currently write scripts for my YouTube videos. I write a script and then I read off the script when I'm filming myself. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, it's just I'm wondering like who would want to pay to watch and contribute to a script. I don't know, maybe some people do. But he did link me some Patreon content creators who are utilizing that, and they seem to be doing fairly well. I guess it just depends on the audience and the individual, but chat would just ask you to say KEKW and lol. No, not coding. I'm not gonna film what? I don't code. Sounds like being more investor to a business. Would it be an additional tier or a perk of the highest tier? I don't think I would add an additional tier. My highest tier currently on Patreon, I think it's $15. I think that's already more than high enough. I'm not trying to like make a living off Patreon. I think Patreon is just more of a auxiliary form of income. Sweet free perk for me? Yeah, it's just more so because like, I mean, I have a Patreon just for the sake of having it, and like there are supporters who just kind of do it to support me. They don't really care about the perks, and I am grateful for that, but I do want to make it like they're getting some kind of money's worth out of it. like the weird thing about being a Twitch streamer and having a Patreon is that there's no real incentive for someone to subscribe on Twitch and then also subscribe to my Patreon. So I've been trying to think about how to make it worth their money. All right, the keyboard works fine, so we can build this up. So Nathan just admitted to robbing people's worth? No, I've stated many times. I've posted to my patrons. Thank you for continuing to pay me money. Even though I don't really put out on my Patreon. There are like a couple behind the scenes stuff I've posted. I do post leaks here and there. Not that I have many, but there are some stuff I post, but it's not often. Taeha pipes eat Taeha codes? No. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands. Be right back. BTS stuff? Yeah, so I mean BTS stuff, I do try to post when I can, but that's also hard because that means I have to... I guess I could make it not as edited, but it's just another thing for me to make that's not my main content. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands. All right. Acmo Mellow, thanks so much for gifting a sub. Bantership, thanks so much for the 2 months. Yokurin with the 2 months. Synkify, thank you so much for the 2 months. And OG Images with the 2 months. Thank you, thank you. The feel when the last Patreon post was June of 20. Ooh, I could post something. I spent a good portion of my day yesterday going back and forth with my editor slash graphics person. I could leak some of the upcoming animations that we've been discussing. I'll do that after the stream, or maybe tonight. Okay, let us assemble this keyboard up. So we need to screw on the daughter board as well as the plate. Make vlogs for Patreons only? Oh. I could, but the thing is my Patreon's not big. Like that would make sense if my Patreon paid more than the vlogs would on YouTube. That's what Matt Diavella does? Yeah, but he's also Matt Diavella. He's actually... I don't know, I guess I could. I'll have to see. Because the thing with putting my vlogs on, or making my vlogs public, is that it has the potential to take off and exceed what Patreon would pay out. You could do the outtakes? Yeah, I could upload outtakes. That's true. Why don't post vlogs on your Patreon and 1 or 2 weeks after on YouTube? Oh, like early access for Patreon. I could. Oh, wait. These are the wrong screws. GG. I'll replace them. Put Lube Guide on Patreon? Oh, that's the big brain move. I should put all of the educational stuff on Patreon and then make people subscribe to get access to it. No, but then that'll just get ripped off. Some person's eventually just going to download the video, re-upload to their YouTube channel, and then GG. Flowplane in build early. So Flowplane, I'm actually considering. So if I did offer scripting, like giving you guys, or like including you guys in the scripting process, I would have to live stream the scripting session somehow. And on Patreon, there's no way to stream on it. Flowplane, I can stream to people on a certain tier. So I would not be opposed to trying out Flowplane. Unlisted YouTube stream. Oh, can you do that? You can have an unlisted YouTube stream? I didn't know that. Today I learned. Oh, I did not know that. Unlisted YouTube stream, huh? Okay. Okay. What about possible early merch link? Yes. Wired controller merch will be available early for patrons. I have mentioned that many times. Marcia, hello. Got enough stab screws there, bub? No, not enough. All these stab screws, they'll be gone soon. Have you kept count, Marcia, how many stabilizers you've burned through? I'm guessing you also purchase stabilizers in bulk, right? Or do you? I think you do. Like, we go through so many stabs. When you get the initial bag, like it's large because stabilizers just take up a decent amount of space. But you burn through it. Oh god, no. And I would assume you go through stabilizers much more quickly than I do. I don't really do, or I don't build as often as I do anymore, so you go through a lot. But yeah, I mean, at one point I was building 4 keyboards a week on stream, so that's a lot. Aspew, thanks for the host. Magnificent, thanks for the 5 months. Phantom Leader, thanks for the 6 months. Twitch Boss with the Prime. Thank you, thank you. Will any tier patrons get early access to merch? I'm thinking for now, probably. It's not like my Patreon's huge. The highest paying Patreon patrons for sure will get early access. I might honestly open it up to all of my patrons though. But merch isn't happening for a while. I miss those days, the good old days. The good old days when my stream looked hazy, had an over-the-shoulder cam. When I would slurp. 2020 has been a long decade. Dual streaming as well, I see. What do you mean dual streaming? Devin Nash said that people who have smaller viewership need to work harder than those who already have solid viewership. I would say that's somewhat true, yeah. I don't know if that's entire. What was his reasoning for that? It is true after you build up an audience. Like people just naturally gravitate towards you for you. Like once you have grown to a certain size, you have a loyal fan base that just want to hang out with you. So yeah, you're guaranteed numbers, but I believe that if you don't adjust to the changing times, and even if you're large, if you aren't thinking of ways to still provide quality and better entertainment, you can go down. The larger viewership already built an audience, return viewers. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I do agree with that. And especially on Twitch. Oh no, I do think the bigger you get, it is also easier to grow. Like you grow quicker. Like on YouTube, for example, I noticed that once I hit the 1,000 subscriber count mark on YouTube, like my growth just was faster. It's also a bit of psychology. Like people are more inclined to check out a channel if it has more views or subscribers, because there's some level of trust. They think, oh, maybe people are already watching this person, maybe I'll go check them out. Whereas if you're a smaller channel, it might be harder for someone to subscribe to you at first. Like Rona? What do you mean like Rona? It's called exponential growth and it makes the world go around. Yeah. I wouldn't say I had exponential growth. Okay, I mean, if you look at my charts, it might have an exponential curve, but I don't think that was just because of my growth. I think that was more so due to the collaborations I had. Exposed me to other audiences. Didn't you upload a video on YouTube saying you're streaming on Twitch soon? What? Like August 4th, 20... What are you talking about, Durock? People are more interested because people think the channel is more superior than smaller channels. No, I think it's, I don't know about that, but it's just more so like if a channel is big, you can expect some kind of regular uploading. Whereas if you go to a channel with like 50 subscribers on YouTube and they have like 5 videos, it might not be worth it for you to subscribe. Like you don't know when they're going to upload next. So like why even bother subscribing? I would say it depends on the quality for sure. Yeah, also quality as well. This hobby is ruining me. I just spent $218 on keycaps and desk mats. Send help? There's no help. That is the life of a keyboard enthusiast. What do you mean worth it, lol? You don't lose anything to sub on YouTube. Yes, you don't lose anything, but a lot of people will clear out their subscribers list. So if you just subscribe to a channel that's just taking up space on your sidebar, or maybe that's just me, I unsubscribe from channels after a while if I don't watch them. Because I don't like having my subscribers list cluttered. I clear out regularly? Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Like on YouTube at least. On Twitch it's not as bad because Twitch automatically prioritizes the people who are live. So it doesn't really matter about the offline folks because they'll always be on the bottom of the list. But on YouTube, there's no live, I mean there is a live feature, but like it doesn't matter if they're live streaming or not. They're just always on your list, taking up space. I don't even check my subscriptions tab very often. I just let it autoplay stuff. Yeah, I also autoplay on YouTube. I spend way too many times. There's too much time on YouTube. You can even go to a page that hides offline set channels. I see. All right, that is now connected. Where is the bottom foam? What was bottom foam to this? Ah. Ah, it's here. I am stupid. And then this goes here. Also, YouTube doesn't usually show your videos if you don't watch them. Not only if you're subscribed. Huh. Grow a mustache. Thank you so much for the prime. Smell my finger. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Thoughts on glorious pandas? We'll find out. This is my first time building with them. How did Random Frank P get an NK65 collab before you? Wait, is the Random Frank P NK65 collab announced? It's been announced? Just did? Oh. Well, I guess I could announce mine too then. I mean, obviously Novel Keys reached out to me. Mike really wants to put out a Taeha Types NK65. And I have intention to, it's just, I'm picky. I haven't figured out what I would make mine. Because I don't want to just put out, I don't want to just slap my logo on it and then say it's my logo. I want to make it something worthwhile. But yes, I will most likely do something with Novel Keys too. But at the same time, I'm also wondering, like, it's just a re-themed NK65. Would people actually buy it? Like, compared to the Milkshake NK65? Like, how do I beat I mean, not that it's a competition, but like, why would anyone buy my NK65 over like the milkshake NK65? Read the comments. What do you think? What comments? A picture of your face? No, I'm not putting a picture of my face. Why is random Frank PS NK65? What? But yeah, I mean, Frank already has like a desk mat with novel keys, so he already has like an ongoing theme. I'm trying to figure out what I would make like my theme. I do have ideas. Ooh, I did tease some like funky pictures on my Twitter. That is somewhat related to the kind of theme and graphics I want to go for if I do release like keyboard merch. No one's figured it out though. But yes, I have been thinking about it. It's just I'm very picky. Mike wanted to push for it ASAP, but I just I don't know, it's the pressure. The pressure of now that I have a certain platform size, I don't want to just put out like mediocre stuff. Yeah, I probably am taking way too long, but I don't know. I don't want to just slap my logo and call it a day. Consider bundling key plus preferred lube screwdriver stab set. That's another thing a lot of people have asked for / suggested, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. I do have something in mind though. I just need to execute it. All right, the keyboard's been built. What keycap set for this? What keycap set, chat? Nice egg switches. GMK Greg. EPBT black? Should I do that? I do have the EPBT black. Do we go for another stealth build? We could. Black on white. Dark? No, Olivia Dark's here. ASCII? We've been seeing ASCII for so long. It's been on the cyberboard this whole time. More color. Go something colorful. If you want colorful, I can bring out a... It's been a while since we've seen Handerbite. Do you have Rudy? I do not. Stealth? Okay, let's see what I have. All right, we could do GMK, but in case we don't want GMK, actually none of these are GMK. We've got some PBT options. We've got Ivan Blanks. Got Heavy Industry from Rama. Heavy Industry, maybe. Have the Cherry Katakana from the Key.co. And I also have EPBT Blue and EPBT Pink. CRP, I could do CRP. Ivan's a trigger word now. Ivan with hunger? I do kind of want to use it. But Ivan blinks. Alright, we'll take a vote. You guys want Ivan hunger blinks. Canis Eclipse, thanks for the 4 months. Parvo sub with the Prime. Bingsu Veil, I do have it. I have not unboxed it yet. Over half of this chat doesn't know about Ivan. I would say more than half doesn't know about Ivan. I think it's gonna be a no. No, people don't want Ivan. They don't know the story of the great Ivan. Okay. We could do Heavy Industry. Yes or no? Great Ivan dance game. Wait, isn't Great Ivan? Isn't that the name of one of the czars or whatever? Ivan, wasn't it Ivan the Great? I mean, not that he was actually great, but it's been a while since I've shown off Heavy Industry. Oh, Ivan the Terrible. Oh, okay. I was thinking of something else. Wow, no for EPBT Heavy Industry. Not EPBT, sorry. Rama Heavy Industry. Okay, Cherry Katakana. I feel like people voting for the set are just going off the packaging. Do they even know what this looks like? You guys know what this looks like. You guys are just straight off going off this cherry blossom packaging. Oh. It's wiggling towards yes and no. Who will win? Oh, it's leaning towards no's. Wait, then what do you guys want? EPBT blue and pink? EPBT blue and pink. We could mix and match. We could just use one. No, Keycaps, just type on it. I want Ivan the Terrible. Okay, this is a hard no for sure. You know what? I'm just gonna go with Ivan. I want to use my Ivan Keycaps. The theme of this week will be stealth. We already did one somewhat stealth build here. We'll do another stealth build.
Click.
Democracy doesn't exist? Yes. Democracy is a lie. Delete. If you guys are not aware of Ivan, so what's the story with Ivan? Ivan might... Is he considered the greatest scammer in the keyboard hobby? His scam is probably one of... It's definitely top. I don't know if he's considered the biggest, but it's definitely top 3 scams. Yes, as someone mentioned, he was a Geekhack mod. He's a pretty OG member of the community. And I have labeled them as Ivan Blank, Ivan Korea as such because he ran a group buy. It might have been multiple group buys. It wasn't just this that he did, but he essentially ran Group Eyes, and he was a Keycap mod. He for multiple sets too. He collected the money and then never delivered, and then he just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth until, and it wasn't like it wasn't like a couple thousand that he stole. I think he scammed in the 5 digits, and like not even, it wasn't even low 5 digits. It was like mid 5 digits. I don't think it was 6 digits, but it was like I think combined estimated that he scammed people out over mid 5 digits of money. And then one day, yeah, I'm getting to that. And then he disappeared off the face of the earth. So he's just kind of known as Ivan Big Scam for a while. And then a couple years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago, someone noticed that a user account was selling. These are blanks, not blanks, but these are PBT keycaps, Gateron PBT keycaps. There are blanks. That someone was selling these, which were part of the Group Eyes that Ivan had run on eBay. And then people did some digging around. Naturally, keyboard people started purchasing these keycaps. And then I think someone figured out his address, or not the exact address, but like the city and like the state were from where Ivan lives. And then people eventually traced it back to Ivan. So he came back. He scammed the community out of 5 digits amount of money. And then he has been selling these on, I don't know if he still does, but there was a time when they were being listed on eBay. So he essentially stole people's money and then was trying to make more money off it by selling it on eBay. Yeah. Ivan the doxed. Feeble-minded, thank you so much for the tip. Don't forget the Mech 27 runner. He scammed everyone twice. Twice? Whoa, Irene, hello. Trija TV, thanks for the 3 months. Yeah, it is kind of surprising how open people are in the community to just throw money at anyone who just puts up a decent, not even decent, just if they have renders or some kind of backstory that moves your heart, yet they have no idea who they are. It's kind of scary how willing the community is to throw money. How's the stream going? It's going good. We're putting keycaps on right now. Yesterday I took a read at the, crap, I forgot what the keyboard, what group buy it is, but it's the it's run by a Korean, I think it was like Changmin Kang or something. He's some guy in Korea, and then he ran group buys, and I think people are like charging back or doing chargebacks on him now because his like communication's been not so great. It seems like he's been going through legitimate like issues with the manufacturing process. Like Korea's been going through monsoons and his like factory got flooded and whatnot. So it seems like he's been going through legitimate delays, but still, like, I don't know. I guess the group buy was hyped, and then now people are being disappointed because it's not delivering. So now they're charging back on him, which makes it even worse for him to actually finish the product. But yeah, there definitely are some couple notorious big scams in the community. Scary. That's actually so unfortunate for all parties. Yeah. I haven't joined any group buy without a vendor. Yeah. Well, actually, 10 Peaches, you've been a sub for, you have a Toper badge. You've been a sub for a long time. 15 months? Okay, so you've been in the hobby for a while. That wasn't always the case though. Like newcomers nowadays, they have the safety, or somewhat safety, of group buys being vendored through actual vendors now. Like during the time of Ivan, there was no vendors. Vendors were not a thing. I mean, there were vendors at the time, but it was pretty much all run by individuals. Private buys though? Ooh, is GMK Hyperfuse, is the whole Bunny Lake stuff considered more of a scam than Ivan? I don't know. I think Ivan might have scammed more money. Isn't there like horror stories about Hyperfuse? Yes, that group buy still has not delivered. It's not really a scam. That's true, but he still hasn't finished the group buy. I don't think he intends to finish the group buy as well. It's just kind of people just assume. I think everyone from that group buy has accepted in their hearts they're not receiving their keycaps. Hyperfuse is definitely a bad situation. Yeah. Yeah, I would rank Ivan over Hyperfuse. I should also say I wasn't around for either of those group buys, so I'm just giving information as someone who has heard stories here and there. All this over the fact that Bunny Lake didn't want to pay extra to have the keycap sorted. Yeah. Team Redline was bad too. Ooh, I have heard stories of Team Redline as well. Team Redline definitely predates when I joined the hobby. Lumina is one of the more recent big scams to have occurred, yes. Imagine having purchased 3 Luminas, like some people did. Man, has there been an update? I know someone made a they made a refugees Discord. What happened to that? Someone made a refugees Discord and then they wanted to collect more money. Whatever happened to that? Are people still trying to rectify Lumina? Test scammed me as well, commissioned a one-off and now he's ghosting me? GG. Oh man, do we talk about the Lumina? I mean, Lumina I can definitely talk about. It's still a vivid memory. Should we go down Lumina? Lumina. Dude, I should turn this into a podcast. Like the serial killer podcast, but it's a story on keyboard scams. I'm giving away free content right now. I should bring on Huey. Huey and I, we could do a podcast. And then we just talk about the big scams. Bring all the OGs on. That's where most people first followed. First followed what? Have me as a guest? Why would I have you as a guest, Kat? What would you provide for this podcast? Where's the minus key? Oh, there it is. It's painful because I considered him a friend and even went into bat for him. No, yeah, I know. I know your position for sure. And it also pains me because I wouldn't say a friend, but he was definitely a community member I talked to regularly for a while. Because he offered like a lot of novel things at the time. Like the whole Korean deal, like it didn't shake the community, but it was like refreshing that someone was offering a different material for its time. And he seemed like a nice guy. He even got featured on Top Clack. He had a whole interview. And a lot of experienced and veteran members in the community trusted him. And he definitely doesn't look like the guy to like scam people, but I don't know what happened to him. ASDFGHJK. L. Yo, Will, hello. When does this board release to the public? I believe the plan is late this month or early next month. It will be vendored through Kbd Fans. Konbawa, hello. I'll make sure there's new scam stories for the future. Okay, buddy. Okay. Hello, Emperor Zane. Can we get a blindfolded build stream? Are you trying to get me to solder my own skin? Because that's definitely what's gonna happen. There's no way I can solder blindfolded. I don't... Is it possible to develop such an insane muscle memory where someone would be able to solder blindfolded? Actually, it wouldn't be that insane. But you would need some pretty... You would need to have some really good muscle memory. Because you can feel the PCB for the switch pins, but you would just have to be confident you can place your soldering iron on the pin and then feed the solder in there. That would have to be some real good muscle memory. How blind people solder though? I don't think blind people solder. It is a very dangerous thing to do if you don't have vision, unfortunately. Wait, where's my bottom row? Oh. Do you have a stream schedule? I do. Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. I am not streaming on my normal time. On Wednesdays, I try to stream at 10 a.m. But today's was a little delayed. Marvel's Daredevil couldn't solder? Oh, I will also be streaming this Friday. Extra stream. I will be building a N-dash that has received a Acoustics anode. Friday this week, in 2 days, 8 p.m. Pacific. That will be the stream time for it. What would cause left side of spacebar to sound different than right side? It could be warpage to the stabilizer. Maybe you installed the keycap incorrectly, or you just lubed them differently. Okay. N-dash? Yeah. When are we getting some Irene streams? Is it a personal? Nope, it is a client N-dash.
baby.
Toaster War, thanks so much for the 4 months. Just Ben, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. Yo, Zerp, thanks for the 8 months. PE445, thanks for the prime. Patty Della Beefy, thanks for gifting a sub as well. Someday when my keycaps come. Oh, right. You said you're waiting for keycaps. I remember. Okay, let's see what we put here. We can go with delete. Just kidding. We'll go with. Oh, this is hard to see. We'll go with insert. You know what? I'm not going to bother searching for the right profile. I'm just gonna put these for now. Insert, home, page up. Where's page down? Scroll lock. I see push-ups are still unavailable. I will enable them next stream. Too tired. What is this type of layout called? I know it's 65%, but is it ANSI or ISO? This is ANSI. WTF is happening with the stream? Why? Is something going on? Any opinions of U80A? I want to pre-order it. I think it looks fantastic. I do have one to build, but I have not built it up yet, so I cannot say. Shiro Pandora, thanks for the 4 months. All right, we have finished the build for today. Honestly, kind of glad I went with the stealth look. The brass plate peeking through the black. It looks nice. It's got a black and yellow theme to it. This definitely is a chonker of a board. From the top, I mean, this is thick. It's almost as wide as the Jaguar with the bezels. Holy. Yeah. But this is the Melody65. Mine has a frosted acrylic bottom, but you can get it with a brass, aluminum, or polycarbonate. This is what the weight looks like. Melody65. If you join in on the Founders Edition, it will have slightly different aesthetics. But overall, the design language pretty much the same as the Melody96, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen one, but I do remember the sides being looking something like this. Overall, pretty clean. It is a fingerprint magnet, this black anode. USB port cutout. Not too bad. Very nice. If your camera was at 4K settings, would that make the stream look any better? My camera is already at 4K settings. I am downscaling 4K to 1080p right now. This also has underglow. Underglow. Boom. Oh, it's blocked by the foam. Well, it does have underglow, but I put in the foam, so you can't see it. All right. Any mods in chat? Could we get the words per minute bot? While I get the screenshot. How to capture this chonkiness? I guess this makes it look pretty chonk. 3. Low. 3, 2, 1. Wait, is the bot even live? I don't think the bot's live. Wait, bot's not live. Why are you guys spam? Oh, okay, now it's live. All right. Let us weigh this. Completely built with the foam installed. And PBT keycaps. This weighs. Rainmaker, thanks for the Prime. Andy Minion, thanks for the tier 1 sub. 4 pounds, 5.8 ounces. My unit is on the lighter side because it has the frosted acrylic bottom. But if you go with aluminum or brass, it's obviously going to be much heavier. If Taeha doesn't break PB today, I'll gift 5 subs. Oh, easy. There's no way I'm breaking PB today. Alright, let me pause the music. Bring the mic down. Just throw it. Alright. So this is the Melody65 prototype. Oh my goodness. Just saw the video you were a voice actor on. Wait, what? What video with me as a voice actor? I did not release such a video. What are you talking about, Benzenders? But thank you so much for the bits. Link me this video. What? I did not voice act. Brass plate. Glorious Holy Pandas. Lubed with Tribosys 3203. Not switch filmed. Stock spring. Stock everything on this. Just lubed. I did lube the legs as well on this because I experienced leaf ticking. PBT blinks. This is what it sounds like. Oh my goodness, this front height is definitely high. You really do have to lift your fingers. Oh, we do. No! $128. Fudge. Not too good. Not too good. These are what the mods sound like. What a choke, sirs. Okay, this PBT spacebar on this does not sound good. I'm gonna try replacing it with GMK. Okay, the PBT spacebar sounds pretty bad. How does a GMK spacebar sound? Banana? No, it's not banana. It just doesn't, the tone doesn't sound nice. This is what a GMK spacebar sounds like. I think that's slightly better. Yeah, that's better than the PBT. I'll keep it at that. All right, surprisingly, this board still has character. I thought the foam was going to deaden the sound completely. I'm guessing there's still some room for it to like develop in. Because recently all the boards that have both foam in the PCB and underneath the that have foam in between the PCB and plate and underneath the case, they've all sounded kind of deadened to me. Doesn't really have character or personality. But this one, I wouldn't say there's a ton of reverb, but there's enough for it to develop its own sound. I don't think this sounds that bad for a Holy Panda variant. Like, this actually sounds somewhat deep, somewhat on the lower end. Let me bring out my number. I have another Holy Panda. This Keycaps build has Holy Pandas, and I think the Melody65 is deeper if I remember. Whoa, Vincent! Thank you so much for the Prime. How are you doing? Hello. You came at the end. We're about to finish. Yeah, that's a pretty big difference. This is Holy Pandas on gasket mount, aluminum plate. So I would say the tone sounds pretty, it's on the deeper side for Holy Pandas. I'm going to guess that's partially due to the foam as well. And then the gasket mounting of this does make it sound a bit more clacky. Yeah. Wouldn't the keycap change anything? Yes, this is PBT, but I think even with ABS, this would sound nowhere near as high as this. This is pretty high pitched, I would say. Yeah. Acoustics wise, not too bad. I think the foam does definitely help with this, considering how much space there is inside and just the sheer amount of material there is. Not too bad. Typing feel wise, this front height is ridiculous. This is probably my least favorite thing. If you guys are just tuning in, check out this front height. And you have to clear this edge versus this number 165. Like, do you see the difference in height you have to clear? This is very tall. I find it uncomfortable. Way too much. This needs to be changed. You pretty much have to use a wrist rest with this, I think. Wrist rest, or you just have to deal with, assuming you leave your wrist on the ground or you float. But this is gonna hurt your wrist after a long time. So definitely lift your wrist or put a wrist rest on here. Raise your seat, I guess? Yeah, that too. Oh, shoot, don't click anything. But overall, for $250, I think this is not too bad. It's definitely, you're definitely also just paying for the sheer material. Like, there's so much material on this, I think, which is what I think if they had gone for a thinner bezel look, maybe could have shaved off a couple dollars. They're also offering a variety of options. They're expecting it to hit 250. They are aiming for lower, is what I was told. They are hoping to hit sub 250 if possible. That's why I think that was their primary reason for going through with Kbd Fans, so they could handle a higher distribution numbers to bring down the costs. So it is $250 for just the case. If you like the aesthetics, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's still, I would say this keyboard is more on the gamery look in terms of design language. I wouldn't call this a gamer keyboard, but I wouldn't necessarily say this looks elegant or classy like some of the other keyboards, but it's still a custom keyboard and it's not terribly expensive. Typing experience, pretty firm. I mean, if you guys saw how many screws there's absolutely no give or flex in this. So if you're buying this, hopefully you do like a firm typing experience. Yeah, just this front height, that's the only issue really. This is way too tall. Ironic since its name is Melody. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, the designer might really like this. And the Melody65 was a very popular keyboard as well. Not too bad. Supports ISO and ANSI. I thought I saw a hot swap PCB on their interest check page as well, so there might be a hot swap variant, if I had to guess. can be used only with wrist rest. Yeah. Some people really like wrist rest. I don't mind wrist rest. The only reason I don't use it is because I move my keyboard around so much. Like I'm streaming twice a week, and then sometimes I'm like filming videos, I'm doing stuff. So having a wrist rest is just one more extra thing for me to move around. So that's why I personally don't use it, but I don't mind it. Like I do own wrist rests. If I could use them, I probably would, but yeah. Neat little board. I think if they can sell this for like if they could hit 230 or 225, I think this would be chef's kiss. 250 is definitely not cheap for a 65%. It's not expensive, but it's not, I wouldn't call it like a amazing price point. But if you can hit 230, if you can shave $10 or $20 off, I think this would be not too bad. Because the Kbd 8X wasn't that was also, well, that was 300. Kbd 8X, I forget the retail price. Okay, it was 300. But yeah, if it could hit if you can just shave off $10, $15, $20, I think it'll be perfect. Is this GMK Dark? Nope, these are Gateron Gateron keycaps, PBT keycaps. OG Kbd 8X was like 220, I see. Tofu 65 is 200-ish, so do you think it's better than that? So I think it's better. Depends. For me, I do think this sounds better, but this front height is ridiculous. Which is, this is kind of a deal breaker for me. I don't like keyboards with tall front heights. I do think this sounds better than the Tofu. It looks are okay. I mean the Tofu Tofu has a classic look. You can't go wrong with a look like the Tofu, but I'd personally probably pick up the Tofu just because of this front height. If you're okay with the front height and always using a wrist rest, maybe this might be something to consider. If you also need, I don't know, if you want something that looks different, this does also provide that. The Tofu looks like a lot of other keyboards, in my opinion. What is that coil? This is just kind of like my beater coil. It came to me all unraveled like this. I don't know, maybe I'll recoil it eventually down the line, but it's my beater coil. I don't care too much about it. It's still chonky? Yeah, that is also another thing. I don't mind bezels, but this is too much. Like this is too much for me. Like I don't mind bezels. Like I like Rama. I like the bezel size of Rama keyboards. I like the bezel size of Ryan Norbauer's keyboards. And Norbauer kind of has to stick with big bezels just because of the giant forehead that real forces come with. But on modern customs, I personally like yeah, this is a little too thick for my taste. So, but that's a preference thing. That doesn't really affect the usability of this. Elephant keyboard. Okay, Elephant looks nice, but it's so impractical. It's just way too big. How much bigger or smaller is it compared to the Fiel? I don't have a Fiel. I would say the Fiel is more in line with this though. I think the bezel on this is definitely longer than a Fiel. This is the Keycult number 265. And then this here is the Jaguar TKO. That board is going thicko mode. Yeah, it's definitely thick. It's definitely a looker. If you like your boards thick, this is one of them. I mean, it is not common to see a keyboard with bezels this thick. There aren't many boards with good reason, I think. I don't think this is the norm. I think people who like thick bezels is in the minority. But if you are, this is one of the options. Do you like the candy bar from TKC? It looks okay. I mean, the aesthetics aren't for me, nor is the layout. It is large enough to have presence on your workspace, yeah. But this is bordering too much presence for me. Do you think 400 to 500 is reasonable for TKL? It better be a damn good TKL if it's being priced at 400 to 500. If it's closer to 400, I think that's reasonable. If you're entering 500 territory, it better be a good TKO. Oh, no music? Sorry, whoops. Wait, where's my music? I closed the tab? When did I close the tab? Hold on, this is gonna be loud for a bit. Arnold Palmer T, thanks for the Prime. You can get a U80A for 400. Yes, from RamaWorks. I think U80 for 400 is a great buy. Better than a $600 TKO. Is there a way to fix case ping under just a few keys in the very center of a board? I want to say probably, but I'm not an audio engineer. If you have ping in the very center, do you have a tray mount? If you remove the tray mount post that's in the center, you could potentially reduce the ping there. Are you going to be building the U80? Yes, in the future. I do have a personal one to build. Just haven't gotten around to doing personal stuff. It's just aluminum ping, but tray mount? Yeah, tray mount, a lot of people do remove the middle posts. And they just keep the outer posts. All right, what time is it? It's 3:20? I've got to go pick up some stuff from somewhere. So I will go do that. I have been live for almost 3 hours. Okay. I will be streaming on Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. So hopefully you guys can tune in then. Taeha fired some shots with his what the heck? But yeah, thank you to Jake House for tuning in. Dion, I don't know how to pronounce his username. Dion for sending me out a unit. Check out Kbd Fans when this drops. This is not designed by Kbd Fans, but they are the vendor. If they can hit $10 to $20, I think it's not a bad board at all. $250 is definitely expensive. You really have to like the aesthetics to purchase this, I think. But $250 more than it's still not a bad buy. Just it targets a certain audience for the aesthetics. All right, you just missed the build typing test. Sorry, Synergist. Taoism, thank you so much for the Prime. All right, who is live? Do you guys want to see keyboard person just chatting who is doing a study stream? So you probably a chill one. TFT, Phasmophobia, art, Among Us, music. Just chatting, baby. Let me see what these people are all doing. Ah, I got hit with an ad. I can't tell what they're doing. I know, I've never rated this person. Let's go give, I don't think I have. Let's go give Miss Nuri a raid. She's a very nice streamer. Looks like she's doodling some art. You guys know the drill. Show us your keyboard, Taeha, keyboard. Taeha types raid Taeha OMG. Taeha loves the female. What do you mean? I have rated non-female per people the past couple raids. Yeah, have fun in her stream. Send her my regards. Hopefully we don't get banned. She should know who I am. I talk to her from time to time. We can raid keyboard people. Did I raid a keyboard person yesterday? I did. I raided Tubies yesterday. Okay, so we'll do a non-keyboard person today. Alright, have fun in her stream. I'm gonna go pick some stuff up. See you guys on Friday. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time. I just got here. GG. I haven't been here in a while. Haven't been banned in a while. Why would I ban you, Stormer Kbd? Alright. Until next stream. Oh, check out new vlog that came out earlier this week on Taeha Snipes. New video coming out to Taeha Types hopefully in a week or two. Assuming everything gets done. Yeah, follow my socials. Bye bye.